Okay, as you can see, there's another problem. Some of you have made the choice to write it down, others have not. We can't teach this class 18 different ways. Okay, since there's I know there's 15 in here today. I understand that. This is the best way that I know how to explain this material and get you through these content standards. And if you choose not to do it, that is your choice. But this is the best way that I know how to teach you this. Okay. So, one of many predators. What might be another predator on pheasants? Coyotes and even foxes probably grab their eggs in other animals like that, hawks, and anything to that nature. Anyway, moving on. One of many predators for pheasants are bald eagles. If the pheasant was taken by surprise, okay, and presume the pheasant started at 0 meters per second and fell due to gravity, what was the mass of the eagle when it impacted that pheasant? Okay. And the pheasant fell for 4.12 seconds. How high off the ground was that attack? And the eagle struck with 30 newtons of force, which I don't know if that's a lot, if it isn't. But, okay, for the 16th or 17th time now. Okay, so what do we know in this problem? Okay, so since it's labeled in newtons, what variable is that? That is your force. What else do we know?
It started with 0 for the initial velocity.
Okay, so you have an initial velocity of 0. Okay, and it doesn't tell you the acceleration, does it? In an indirect manner it does. But what is the acceleration? Why are you right? Because we're talking about gravity here. And we're saying it fell straight down. So I'm sure there's some air resistance, but we're just presuming that it's free falling for 9.8 meters per second. So, moving forward, what else? Oh, we said acceleration was 9.8 meters per second squared. Okay, do we know anything else in this problem? What was that? You do have a time. Okay. And what else do we know? Or is that it? Okay, so what is the question ultimately asking? So we want to find the mass of that eagle. So then how high was this? Okay, so when we say how high, that's going to be a distance, because sometimes when we say how long, that can be a distance or it could be a time. Okay, so maybe the simplest approach that we could take is which one of these variables would be the first one you'd want to find. And it doesn't matter which order you go in, but what would be the simplest? Finding the mass. So how could we do that with the information that we have? And then we don't know, we could say the distance, because it says how high, and then there's another variable that we need that will be more apparent as we move forward. Yeah, velocity. All right. That would be your final velocity. Okay, so therefore, what does the equation tell you to do? Oh, we don't want purple on purple. What does the equation tell you to do in your force formula? What's on the left-hand side of your equation? Okay? And what is on the right-hand side? Okay? So we have 9.8. It doesn't matter. You can put m and 9.8, or in this case, 9.8 m. So how do we get... Okay, feet on the floor. Okay, How do we get m all by itself? Okay, divide each side by 9.8. So we get a mass of what?
3.06.
Okay, so 3.06 kilograms. Now, I don't know, maybe you could say that's small in standards of that of an eagle. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But now we've got a taller task. How high did this attack take place using the physics that we know? Well, where is one of two places that you have final velocity? There's two formulas you find it in.
Acceleration formula and
Acceleration formula is one,
momentum.
and your momentum formula is the other. Okay, so with that, which one will we not be using?
Momentum.
We won't be using your momentum formula because we don't have that. We've got the mass, but we're not going to be utilizing that. Okay, so you correctly said your acceleration formula. Okay, what is on the left-hand side of your acceleration formula?
Left side?
Yes.
And
Yeah, we have it listed here. We've got it at 9.8. Okay, we've got a fraction on the other side.
VF?
Okay, and do we know the final velocity?
No.
No, we don't.
You can't put VF though because VI is 0.
So we don't need to write in VI. That's just because it's 0. Okay, what goes on the bottom of our fraction?
4.12.
Okay, so then what is it? Yeah, we're going to cross multiply. So what is our final velocity then?
25. 9/1.
You can, but you don't have. And what you're saying is that's fine.
Ken, how you sleep with that thing?
Okay, we're not concerned about that right now. This is what we're looking at. Okay, how do we get our final velocity then?
1 times 4.12?
Not 1 times 4.12.
1 times VF.
We did that already.
It would be 9.8 times 4.12.
Okay, and we get approximately 40.38. And that's in meters per second. That's really not giving us our answer on how high. What would our final step be for this? Because now that we got a final velocity, can we find that distance now?
Yeah,
Yes, we can. Okay?
because we can do
Your very first formula that you learned was what?
the acceleration.
Okay? So our velocity then we just calculate at 40.38. Okay? So what's on the right-hand side? I think I probably better use a darker color here. Now I can use purple. So 40.38 equals, what's on the right-hand side? Okay, so our distance, which we don't know. Okay, we'll leave that up for you to solve, which means you should get $166 meters. Could be. Okay. All right. Any questions over this problem? Okay. So you have a paper that is due today. I'm just going to hit pause for a moment. Okay. So for the rest of the hour, I would be led to believe that hopefully Friday we'll go ahead and start your project where you're designing your,
Bridge?
that's the plan. We want you to know, of course we know what an arch is, but we want you to know why it's important and give you somewhat of an idea how you might want to design this, because oddly enough, you might believe students do come up with a different design than what I would maybe suggest. Okay? There is no right answer for this. Okay? So we're about to start that. Then next week we'll probably have a problem quiz. We'll test your arches next week. And then I'm thinking that maybe we'll get in part 1 of your exam next week. That would be very, very late, probably Friday if possible. Okay, so that's where we're going next week. We'll catch up to you next time. I'm going to start the video here shortly. So if you're not here, there's not much we can do about that. You'll be okay not watching that. We'll fill you in when you get back. Catch up to you next time.